Yo, party people, it's Ashley of SingleWomanChronicles.com, where being single is a beautiful choice rather than a miserable circumstance. And I have another lovely guest with me today. I'm so excited. Introduce yourself.
Hi, party people. My name is Kim. I'm the owner and stylist over at Revamp by Kim. Check me out on Instagram and Facebook.
Please check her out because sis Kendra is, and I really be upset because I'm looking at her profile and I'm like, why doesn't she have more followers?
Look, you and I both.
So I'm like, you have so it's a look that Instagram wants. You have it. So I don't understand. The math isn't mathing because it's
Thank
other
you
people.
so much. That's so sweet, girl. You got me blushing.
I swear to God, I be on there. I really be checking your followers. Like I check my own. Like, let me see. It's just so weird. But it's coming.
It is, but you know what? A lot of the like social media gurus are like reels, reels, reels. And
Yeah.
I was slow to try to do it because it just felt like so much work. But I can say that like since I started actually putting effort and time into more reels, I mean they're not where I want them to be. But it definitely made a difference. So I was like, okay, I'll keep this up and see what happens.
All it takes is one that just goes, and then the sky's the limit. So
I'll tell
yeah,
you.
the algorithms just so ghetto. They always changing. But yeah, they say they want you to post 3 to 5 reels a week. And
Oh, okay. Very much so ghetto because remember, hashtags used to be the thing, right? Now
yeah.
it got to the point where hashtags don't do anything. You put 100 hashtags, get three likes on the picture. I'm like,
So I be trying to stay hip with the algorithm. So they were saying that they wanted to be like more SEO, search engine ish. So
mhm.
hashtags are cool, but they'd rather you just type in what you're saying in like your caption. It's so stupid.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I
right
still
there.
yeah, I still use hashtags, but they were saying to take off so many, they only want to push the ones with 3 to 5 hashtags. It's just so much studying because it's always changing. So
Always, always.
yeah, they have Instagram low key lost me. I be on TikTok where they understand me. So
You know what? I started on TikTok like making videos because it's way more user friendly, I will say, than like making videos on Instagram. But then once I started getting used to Instagram, I abandoned TikTok. It's balance. I need some balance.
it's balance. Girl, honestly, what I do because they are really tricky with the watermark. So I'll just record a regular video and put it on both because I'm not gonna waste my
Okay.
time.
Right?
and more and for me because I really be on TikTok because people on TikTok you can literally come on there with a booger in your nose, a bunny on, and like a holy shirt, and people will still rock with you as long as you got something to say.
Child,
So
or it's funny. Or if it's funny, it's not even like because I love TikTok. TikTok is
mhm,
hilarious. People be
freaking
on there with crusty everything, crusty background, crusty,
it don't
crusty everything.
that's why I rock because I'm like, bro, this is why
You
I'm
can
at.
be
This
your authentic, original self, and I
original
love
stuff.
that.
No polish at all. But
Yeah,
anyway, piggybacking on let's keep going into that authentic self.
yeah.
Today, we are talking about BBLs and body shaming. Now I know
Hmm.
the people listening are going to think that I'm going to body shame women who get BBLs or I'm going to body shame women who don't because there are a lot of both going on,
Hmm.
but I'm going to do neither of the sort today. I just needed a nice title. So
So welcome, gotcha.
gotcha. We are going to talk about that, but more so self body shaming
Yeah.
because I feel like we're in a society today that we do so much comparison that we have stopped appreciating our own bodies, our own looks, because we're always looking left and right at someone else and thinking the grass is going to be greener on the other side.
Yes. Comparison is definitely the thief of joy. That's what they say. It's so true. It's so true.
And so I got you on. I thought you would be a perfect guest because one, to me, you have the look of like again, I feel like you're supposed to have more followers. You have the look of the, quote unquote it girl. You know what I mean? Like you're keeping up
Thank
with the
you.
trends. You can dress, you work out, you have a nice figure. I love the hair, everything. And I just wanted someone on who, even though who has a natural body and who we see, because you even mentioned like BBLs is kind of like the uniform.
It does seem like a uniform now. It's like this standard body that everybody's supposed to have or wants to have. And I feel like as a woman, I see a BBL body and I'm like, ooh, sis looks good. Especially like that hourglass figure in certain dresses and outfits. It's like, ooh, okay. But I feel like I remember a time when like bodies used to come in all shapes and sizes.
Right.
Like bodies looked a lot different, and now it seems like it's 2 or 3 different body types, and everybody has those same ones. So it's like, golly, no diversity in our bodies anymore.
Child, it's still out there. I think it's just the small percentage that we're being shown is like
Yes,
the
very much so.
those bodies. Because if you, let me tell you something, if I went out and got surgery, you gonna see this body.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
Every
posting.
penny's worth of it too. Every penny. You
You're
hear
gonna
me?
see this body, okay, honey? I'm gonna be posing. I'm gonna be posting the most unnecessary pictures. Like I'm in the grocery store, bending over, taking cereal. I don't even eat cereal. Like you gonna get these pictures.
Right.
Makes sense. But I'm not shaming anyone who's had surgery. Please don't feel like
Not
that's what
at
I'm
all.
doing. Please do not. But I can say the emergence of the popularity of a surgery like BBLs or any type of surgery, even lipo, because some women had the hips and the butt, but they take their waist in. Because trust me, I done thought about it like,
I have thought about things too. Look, no shame. I really feel like it's all about what makes a person feel most comfortable in their body, right? Because you're the only person that has to live in their body every day. You have to look at it every day. You got to walk around with it every day and no one else, right? And so if getting a surgery makes people feel good or feel better or more confident, I'm like, go for it. It's your life. It's definitely your life. But at the same time, I do feel like there is an emergence, like you said, of this feeling like a necessity, in order to be more confident. Because I remember, I feel like when we were younger, people with surgeries were more so along the lines of celebrities, right?
Yeah,
And
it
so
was
now,
mm-hmm.
now it feels like just everyday people are bold enough and like rich enough and willing to undergo surgeries that for me once upon a time seemed like a scary thing, and I was like, dang, it's not even that scary anymore. Like it's fine. So there's definitely an emergence.
So me even wanting to bring it up because it is a sensitive topic, and I never want anyone to think that I'm shaming either side, because I'm
No.
not. But the main reason I wanted to bring it up is for any woman, I feel like even women who've had surgery, if their surgery doesn't look like a Bernice Burgess or a Joy, what's her last name, Chavis, or little baby girlfriend,
Oh yeah.
yeah, or like that's her name, Joy. I don't know. I don't know these little kids, child.
Look,
Or
your guess is better than mine.
right,
Okay.
or like the airy, like if they don't look like the Miracle Watts,
Okay. Yes.
people will start feeling some type of way, like they have to go under the knife even more, or this or that. But my thing is like, we have to start accepting who we are and loving who we are and starting from there. And then if you want to improve something, you'll be better off because it won't become an obsession with like, I feel like people get obsessed with the idea of like perfecting something. And
Yeah.
it's like, why is that perfect though? Who says you're not already that? You feel
Yeah.
me?
I
And
wonder if it's that they even think that it's perfect, or if it's more so like how they think their quality of life in some type of way may
yeah,
improve,
very, very true. Very, very true.
Yeah.
Okay, I ain't even gonna lie. I do feel like a certain part of life does improve. So it depends on what the goals are. Because
Yeah.
I think that's what, honestly, I don't even think you got to get a surgery to do that. I think if you start putting more attention into, if you start looking like a hot girl, you start wearing lace fronts, you start wearing your nails long, you start wearing like a, what did you call it, the corset and
Oh
the cute
yeah.
fashion over dresses and going to certain spots, you're gonna attract that attention regardless.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was talking to my best friend because I told her I was doing this with you. And so I was like, it's funny that we feel like, bodies need to look a certain type of way, but having male friends and just been having, dated men, they don't really care. They
Yeah,
don't care if you look like a sack of potatoes because somebody like it. I know somebody that like it, right? Like
something
it's
they,
not that big of a deal,
it's not
but
them,
we feel like it is.
it's us. It is us.
Yes.
If all women banded together and joined hands, they would get whatever body we gave them. they,
Getting what I'm giving, period.
they
And
don't
they
care,
all say they
fam.
don't care.
They don't freaking care. And I think even me, okay, I can say this. So my history is like in like high school, college, early 20s, I had the desired figure because I've always been like hippie and big butt,
Girl,
small waist.
your body is great,
I
period.
ain't got no boobs, but
We don't need them.
all right, small titties,
We
man.
don't need
Small
them.
titties. But
Right.
growing up, like I had the desired shape. And
Yeah.
so when the shift started to happen, I remember going to the beach one time and this girl literally saying to me, "You have a nice body for it to be real." And I was like, "Thank you." I don't know if it's a compliment or not,
Right.
but I can say it did take a hit to my self esteem because when you are used to being the sought after image, and then now a new sought after image comes, you kind of realize, like, dang, I was ungrateful. I didn't even realize what I had
Yeah.
until this new wave came in, and it's not even men, it's it's always societal norms. It's
Yeah.
whatever society tells us this is the thing. This is the thing now. Because now when I watch old movies like Boomerang and like
Skinny,
Jason,
natural,
they was this big.
fine, and fine.
This big. The Aaliyahs, the Robin Givens,
It's the
the
Jada
Holly
Pinkett.
Berries,
The
Jada
Jada.
Pinkett. They were this big in the 90s.
Yeah.
That was the thing. If you had a big butt, people liked it, but they were secretive about it. Like they weren't really in movies like that. But
Mm-hmm.
then all of a sudden, you got Kim Kardashians, and then the wave kind of started. I feel like it's kind of started with them. So
Shifted.
whatever the media tells us to admire, that's what we admire. But I feel like as people, period, we shouldn't allow society to affect how we feel about ourselves.
You know what? I feel like I would more so place the blame, if that's what we're going to call it, on social media. I love social media. I think it has pros and cons. But when it comes to like society, I view society as like the people we interact with in our daily lives that are in our world, that we interact with, at the grocery store, at our jobs. I feel like that they fall in the category of what we were talking about with the men friends that we have or males that we've dated. Like they all come in all shapes and sizes. They don't have this sought out, perfect image. It's only, like you said earlier, that small percentage. And the only time we really see that small percentage is on social media. We don't see people at our offices or, at Target all the time that look that way. And then when you really look at it, like women that are, if you just look at your timeline, women that are married, we just had Valentine's Day, women that are married, women that are in happy relationships, women that are engaged, they look however they look. And not saying like they look bad or anything. I'm saying they have their natural bodies. Some of them, you know, might have a stomach, might not have a butt, might not have boobs, and child, they married. You know what I mean? So it's like somebody like it.
Yeah.
And I love that about men nowadays. Like men are like, child, you don't need that. If you have it, I like it. But if you don't have to have it for me to like you.
And that's the thing. My main goal for this podcast is for women to understand. I should have worn my "Somebody's Son Gonna Like It" hat
Yes,
because
he is.
because it's the truth.
It
And
is.
the quicker we get to that understanding, the quicker we can rise as a woman. Because it's like we won't be in this world that makes us feel like we have to freaking starve ourselves, kill ourselves to look a certain type of way just to end goal get attention from the opposite sex.
Right. I think it's
No.
about being healthy and being happy and feeling good about yourself. Because the thing about it, like working out or exercising isn't about like gaining attention from the opposite sex. Like when you really actually work out, you notice the change in your energy level, your thinking, your discipline, your confidence. Like you feel more capable. You like feel like you look better in your clothes. You can see progress. You know what I mean? It's a lot of positives that come with working out outside of, oh, I want to be attractive to, you know,
Right.
opposite sex. And I
Right.
think that's the most important part.
That is the most important part. I just hate working out. I literally was telling my best friend yesterday, like, why did God create these bodies that we have to work out? Like, why couldn't it be like everything we eat, we go to sleep and it resets to factory?
Yes.
Give me
Yes.
a factory reset body and life would be amazing.
Yeah, like for me, I feel like I've always been active. I do like to work out, but when I want to work out, right? And so that's where the discipline part comes in it, because this actually literally this morning, I don't know if you had a day today, but I feel like most of my friends and I that I spoke to was like, girls, today was a day I wasn't feeling it. But I got up this morning supposed to work out and I almost didn't. Like a whole hour went by and I just did a 20-minute workout just to say I did. But it's like I did not feel like it and I didn't want to do it. So I feel that pain. But
Let me tell you what's funny. I have yet to do my today's workout.
I knew you were gonna do this. Look, I said when I missed my initial hit time, I was like, I'll do it after work. I'm like, no, you're not. To thine own self be true.
Exactly. No, you're not.
I'm not.
I was washing clothes all day. That's my excuse, but I'm gonna do it when I'm done with this. But yeah, so let's go into more so overcoming our own self body shaming.
Okay.
Well, I feel like all women have one thing at least that they grew up and maybe they were insecure about. Um, my biggest thing was definitely boobs. Like being a
I'm
part
with
of the
you.
itty bitty titty,
I'm with you there.
being
Same.
a part of the itty bitty titty committee, honey. Like super would shame myself. Used to think like, oh, I would be cuter if I had bigger boobs. These clothes would fit better if these
That's the
titties
piece.
had the poop. Had
Like
the
you
little line.
skip out on certain things because everything's not for everybody. I'm like, that looks real cute, but I know it's gonna be a little baggy.
A little baggy, honey. You know those little things like that? I can't wear that.
But not, I'm talking about the ones that have like their little cup, look like
That
it has
cup,
a there. I'm like, don't worry about it. You should have made this a turtleneck.
that ain't my ministry. That is not my ministry. So boobs were one thing, and then I know the older I got, jeans are a thing, people. Meaning that how our parents look or how our family genes are, it affects us, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
I have big belly jeans in my family. And it's very frustrating.
Your family is the same as mine. You have the same testimony.
Let me tell you something. I will never forget the day I got a trainer was when I was 25, because as soon as I turned 25, my metabolism began to disrespect me. So my metabolism was like, we're done now.
Okay.
Because you don't work out. So I used to eat whatever. I didn't work out, no gym membership, nothing. And I worked as a bottle waitress at the time. And
Mm-hmm.
one of my coworkers changed my life because he walked up to me when I had the little 2-piece set on. I was sitting down and I was eating. He walked up to me, poked me in the stomach, and said, "Woohoo!"
It's the disrespect for me.
Listen, most
Disrespect.
people would have wanted to fight, but I didn't.
Like,
He
what?
changed my life because I went and got a trainer the next day
Like,
and been working
wow.
out ever since. But there's an insecurity there because I like to dress a certain way. So I be like, I gotta be smaller in the tummy to, so those were a few of my two of my insecurities that I've had to overcome. And I'll explain how I overcame them once you express yours.
Okay. I'll say my insecurities were I would say three. So,
Mhm.
well, I don't know, couple girl, we'll just let it flow. So the first one I would say was my acne.
Mhm.
So it that started in middle school. And I remember, having clear skin, then all of a sudden little bumps, were popping up, and none of my friends had bumps, right? And so here I am feeling like a beast and having to, I don't know, look at them with their smooth baby faces. I was like, I'm
You
so
wanted to punch
ugly.
them in it. I get it.
Yeah, yeah. And so I had an aunt who was always like, "You're so pretty, you're so pretty." I'm like, "You just saying it because you're related to me. I look like a reptile." And
Oh
so,
no.
and then as I got older, I feel like my acne kind of worsened all the way through like college
Mm.
gradually. And it wasn't until like 2018 literally that I was able to like be here, like
I was gonna say your skin is great now.
thank it's Jesus. Okay.
It's delivered.
Yeah.
I struggle with acne too. I still have acne, but
Oh, my skin is very sensitive.
we have to fight. Like how people be doing a little cute. Oh, I want to try this new product. No, I only try what the dermatologist tells me
Girl,
to.
if you raise your voice too loud, I might break out. You understand? That's how sensitive my skin is. Don't do that.
Don't do that. I get
But
it.
I feel like after all these years of trial and error, middle school through college, it's all the way up to 2018. I finally found something that works and I have a better understanding of it. But once I got past that and accepted that I'm just going to have acne and not like it, then I don't know. I went on to not liking my boobs because, excuse me, in middle school, nobody really has boobs, right? And then
Right.
as we get, closer to being in high school, you start noticing some friends have a little something going on. And I'm like, oh, well, theirs came in. Mine should be coming soon. It's around the corner. And then we make it through high school. And I'm like, the friend that, you would probably have the same insecurity with and you're talking to, like, girl, we just don't have no boobs. We're the itty bitty titty committee. She bypasses you and you're like, okay,
Why is our story the same?
am I the only member now?
Right, girl. Our story is the same. I'm
What
like,
are you eating?
where did those come from?
What are you eating? Send me a meal plan or something.
Exactly.
And so that became an issue. And I feel like I got over that probably like around college time. And then I had issues, same thing, like stomach. I felt like I don't know where I even got this from, but I just felt like I needed abs because I was petite and I was small, and the way that my frame is, it's like I felt like I would look like those little things on Men in Black, the skinny things with the big bellies.
Yes.
Oh, that's what
And
I felt like being
you have
skinny
never
without.
looked like that.
Yes, I felt like
What with you?
being skinny without abs. It just looks like that. What do you have going on? So
Well,
what?
That is hilarious.
That was an insecurity of mine too. Ended up getting over that, and I feel like that's one that's kind of like a lingering one though. And then the last one I would say was cellulite because I'm small, right? I have a small frame, and all my other friends that are petite and have the same frame as me, they're smooth, stretch mark free, dimple free. And I'm like, why I got these dimples? At the pool, you got on your swimsuit, you got cellulite. It's like, Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah, don't nobody care about those Cellulites. A lot
They,
of people actually like that. So-
child, I felt like not feeling it. So those are the main things for me. Everything else, look, that was fine, but definitely that acne, boobs, stomach, and cellulite had to get over that.
oh yeah, true. Um, one I'm still working on, to this day, is hair. Um,
Really, your hair is everything. I love your hair.
that, but to me,
Oh,
to me, I feel like I don't feel as beautiful in my natural hair as I do if I were to have a weave. Um, Meaning, or even straighter hair. Because
yeah,
I could straighten my hair, but then it will damage my hair. And I'm just not
yeah,
willing. And I work out. That would be stupid. So
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, even with that insecurity that I'm working through, I'm like, I'm not about to trade the functionality of a curly fro for me straightening his hair, going to the gym, damaging. Like, it's stupid, right? But
yeah,
I think just for so long, I wore the weaves. It's just now that I'm like taking my hair out and like, okay, I'm trying to grow it, so I need to have it out. So
yeah,
like an insecurity that I'm working through.
yeah.
It's
Your hair
crazy.
is so good. I never would have thought that. And you
Thank
wear it out. I'm proud of you then.
you.
You
Wow.
know, you've been wearing it out and being bold and brave,
I've
but
been
it's
trying to,
great. It's gorgeous.
because I'd be like, "Ah, if I had a long weave that looked like this, then I would look cuter, and then I could do, whatever.
Mhm.
But that's just what it is. But
Yeah,
I just want to speak on overcoming these things.
yeah.
The first thing I overcame was the boobs,
Hmm.
because I was full on planning to get a boob job. Full on. Like,
I did the research.
prior to, honey, Googled it. How much?
YouTube videos. Let me see what her journey was like.
Exactly. And I have friends around me getting them. So I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, yours is good. Let me.
He was like, I was like, I wonder if somebody would let me touch it. I want to see.
I full on be, let me get, because people who have surgery, they actually want you to touch it. They be like, oh,
Like,
touch
right?
it. But what stopped me was, I think, going through life, most of my insecurities surrounded the opposite sex, because um whoever follows me knows that I've struggled with daddy issues. My validation came from men. So most things that I was insecure about, it was because of me trying to attract the guy or something like that. So I felt like if I had bigger boobs, I would have a better chance at a better man. So for a long time, I just was like, this ain't getting me nowhere. I need some bigger tits. But eventually, I I don't even know when it hit. I think when I stopped wearing bras. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I hate bras. Like,
Yeah, I feel like
give us free.
I that's my favorite thing about not having boobs. Honestly and truly, I hardly wear bras.
I used to wear bras a lot because I listened to that whole rumor that you'll have saggy boobs if you don't, but it's literally the complete opposite. Because what I think in my mind, I haven't researched this, so y'all don't quote me, but just from my own experience,
I'm ready. I'm walking with you here.
when I stopped wearing bras, my boobs got perkier. And this is what I believe. I believe that when you take off the support, it builds a muscle to hold
They're
them
like,
up.
oh, you got to do this alone.
Exactly. They be like this, and then it built. And then I've also I do bench press or whatever. That does help, like push ups and different things like that do help. But even before that, they was out here thriving on their own. So when I got the joy of not having to wear a bra and just really started to dress for my shape, not the shape that I necessarily wanted, which I think a lot of people should do.
That is so important. Like people, like when I work with clients and stuff, and people are like, "Yeah,
Side note, Kim is a stylist again. So go to her page, hire her, book her. As soon as I get some coins, she's gonna be styling me because she's great. But keep going.
thank you." But like when it comes to like, styling and like dressing for your body type, I always tell people like you don't have to wait to dress how you want to dress or to look fabulous or feel good in what you're wearing. You dress the body that you have because it's the one that you
Exactly.
have. And then when you get a new body, you dress that body. Like there's no need to wait for it. Like dress
Exactly.
for the body that you have. And a lot of times once you start dressing for the body that you have, like I think it could take away a lot of those insecurities too.
It will.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, my stomach, so it's not as flat as I wanted to be. Well, maybe you should try mid-rise jeans. Maybe you need to go up a size. Maybe you need to wear, jeans that have more stretch or, like from this particular brand or that are cut this way, and it's going to flatter the body that you have. That's
Mm.
it. It's not about getting a flatter stomach. How about you just wear clothes that fit the one that you have, and you'll find that you feel great and you look good too, for real.
We gotta preach it because I think that's the thing. Because a lot of people feel like you said, when I get here, then I will look like that or feel like that. But you
Mm-mm.
can start that now.
Right now.
And I feel like we go through seasons in life. Like right now, I'm in this season. So, of course, we all know COVID happened. But I had been working from home for so long that, like, I feel like I lost my ability to dress because I don't go outside.
No, it's the thing. Like you feel less creative. It's like
Girl,
you throwing on loungewear all the time. I went through the same thing. I had to challenge myself because I
girl,
was
tell me how you challenge yourself so I can challenge myself.
like, listen.
Girl, like, so now I'm like, okay, Ash, one, you need to throw out a lot of these clothes because they ain't gonna work. And then two, you need to go shopping because this is stupid. So, so yeah, but that was one of the biggest ways like I overcame my boob issues because if I didn't overcome them at 25, I was like, baby, you get a boob job. Now, don't get me wrong. If I have kids and they suck me dry, we're still we're gonna get that fixed because I'm too small to be out here looking like
Listen, earlier you had mentioned something that brought that thought to my head where you were saying that sometimes even when people do get surgery, there becomes this obsession with like more surgery because it didn't turn out how they thought they would, or it's still not giving the look that they were actually going for. And I'm like, you know what? Right now, accepting your body is like a work in progress, right? Because
yes,
right now I'm fine with this body that I have, but this is a pre-baby body. You know what I mean? I haven't had kids yet. The things that we're going to be speaking about, as far as how we overcame those body confidence issues, it's going to be relevant again in the next phase of our lives. Like we're going to have to
yes,
learn to accept the bodies that we have, put in the work to, create the bodies that we want to have. And then, like you said, with your kid, I'm with you. My boobs are this small. Okay, how are they going to be small and sagging? I don't know if my brain, my confidence, my heart can take that. Okay,
no,
I
absolutely
don't
not.
know.
Husband be like, baby, I don't hear. I don't
You
hear.
just want me to stay down.
Ah,
So
I
you
don't
be
hear.
the only one that love me.
Shut up and get my post op ready.
Please. And
Exactly.
thank you.
So I totally get it. Like trying to, yeah, I ain't gonna be able to do it.
Mm,
Um,
mm-mm.
and then just what's the other thing? Oh, my stomach stuff. Every milestone, I don't know if you're dealing with this. Every milestone, your body changes. Like I feel like every 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
25, that's when the hoo hoo happened. Then 30, overnight, it was like weird thicker now. Like my hips and butt got bigger. It was like, okay,
Yeah.
jeans later. What's going on?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's where I am now. I'm like, come on, wait. I was like, ain't nobody told me I had got fine like this. All
girl,
right.
girl, I was already I'm looking like, bro, I didn't ask for this.
I
So
love it. I said, I love it
I
here.
love it here. So for me, overcoming was more taking it a day at a time, and two, consistency.
Very important.
Because, bruh, let me tell you my fitness journey that it's going to stop. It is ceased. It used to be. I have to say used to be.
All right. Speak it correctly.
Feel fat, lose the weight, look skinny, look fabulous, eat all the foods again, slack up on working out, never stop, just go down to like once a week, once every other week, eat that again, and it continues.
Uh-huh.
So it was never like, right. So I'm constantly starting over. Like I'm in the starting over stage right now. I'm like starving myself. I'm off sugar. I'm off alcohol for 30 days, like all of that. And I'm tired of having to do that. I'm sick of it. Because I thought about it. I'm like, girl, you're only going to keep getting fatter. So what you need to do is establish this consistency so you can kind of control that gain. Because if every 5 years you're gaining 5 to 10 pounds, baby, you're going to be 300 very soon.
Very soon. Listen, that consistency part is so hard. And I'm the same. I go through those cleanses and fasts, like, okay, I'm going to do know this and know that. And I also get in spaces where like I was making progress. Then you start smelling yourself. You like, oh yeah. And we get the hands off the steering wheel and then we crash and burn and we have to start over. And I have this thought, I'm like, 17 times ago, if I never would have stopped, like, who would I be right now?
Don't get me to thinking.
Who would I be right now? Huh?
I'd be one of these fitness gurus out here.
You hear me? Because I love, and this is the good thing about social media, right? I love that they share their stories. You see the before pictures from 5 years ago, right? See, they let you know that it's not like you're gonna do a 30-day cleanse and now you about to be Beyonce, right? They're like, I started here and
Exactly.
5 years ago, and now I'm at Beyonce, and I'm like, dang.
And even them, like they go through like parts of their life where they're heavy. Because I think about it, I will never forget Vin Diesel on the beach, that boat one time with his big old stomach. It brought so much joy to my heart because
it's like he's a human.
I understand that, like in those movie roles, because even Michael B. Jordan mentioned it once, because they were like, "Do you?" I forgot what they said. Once he finished like certain movies where he has to get like really bulky, what does he do like right afterwards? He's like, I eat everything because I'm always having to be this super strict. Because people be looking at them thinking like just because they're rich, that is different. No, you still got to starve yourself. You still got to work hard. You still got to do 2-a-days. And you know what I mean? Almost kill yourself to look like that. Like everyone has that, right? So it's the consistency. But I think for me, in my 20s, I could get on a diet for 2 weeks and immediately lose weight.
The results.
30.
It slows down.
Oh my God. It takes me 30 days to see anything. And I still have to stay consistent.
Exactly.
Either not seeing anything.
Yes. I did this thing where I think it was, and it's not even that long ago, like back in 2018. Excuse me. I think it took me 3 months of consistent working out and like a healthy diet, right? And I had abs. I was like, dang, I had abs back then. Like, I'm going to do the same things again. I have the recipe, right? I did that leading up to my 30th birthday. I was like, yeah, like it's about to be on. I'm about to have abs on my 30th birthday. But, okay, I did have some abs. However, it was not the same as when I did it in 2018. I was like, dang. Like in 2018, there was so much more muscle definition just all over my body. And like this time, it was like, you barely made it, sis. I'm proud and I'm happy with whatever I get. But it's just like, as you get older, the same recipe doesn't work. You have to do more.
You have to switch it up. And what's funny is this is a beautiful time to talk about this because everybody making fun of 50 Cent from the Super Bowl.
We could be 50 Cent at any given time. I
didn't even think he looked bad because I always give people, I guess for me, I'm a benefit of the doubt person, especially when it comes to weight and bodies.
Because he's old? Is that what you're going to say?
No, well, he is older. That video was shot like 20 years ago. Like, what do we expect? He's not like, we act like this man look like Faison Love or something. This he got up there, he was upside down, like he looked fine to me. So I was just confused why everybody was calling him 80 Cent.
Okay, he $1 now for real. Like I said, now why they? I loved it because of the nostalgia, but I was like, he's gotten older.
Listen, listen. I didn't think he looked that bad. I was thinking that's how we age. Like
You do.
when it comes with the body shaming, kind of like you just said with your six pack, like it wasn't the same six pack that you had. And because our bodies age, we have to accept the new in shape. Like your old in shape ain't gonna be the same as your new in shape.
Yeah,
It
and might I add, I did a lot more this go round too. Like back then, even though I was eating healthy, like this time I did no fried foods and and I'm like, I did no fried foods, low sodium, all this type of stuff just to get mediocre. You know what I mean? Versus last time I was eating healthy, but I had some cheat days and I was still like, okay, abs. I'm like, dang, I worked slightly harder too. And this is what I got.
Yes. So it's just about accepting where you are today. Like,
Correct.
Because I know a lot of the times we say, you have to meet someone where they are. You also have to meet yourself.
Oh, word. Yes.
Listen here, baby.
Listen, my thing is grace for ourselves and others. It's important.
And a lot of people don't have grace for themselves. Mm-hmm. But I told you, every time I get on this blog, my dog, you hear him? He got his toy, honey. He was just scratching the door because he wanted more food. Every time this light goes on, he's like, we're live.
Mom.
We here. I'm recording. You hear me?
Can I open these chips?
Listen, I'm a skinny little pup too. I'm big now and I'm cool with it. But anyway, like, yeah, we have to have grace. Like most of us, I've gone through the whole comparing my current self with my old self.
Yep.
Like feeling like, dang, have I passed my prime? Like, oh my God, have I passed my prime? This is crazy. But then like having to talk, to myself now, like, why are you putting so much weight on that in the first place? Like, why is so much weight on your weight? Why is so much weight on how you look? Why is so much weight on how you wear your hair? Like, your life is so much more valuable than that. You're so much more valuable than that. Like, what is we talk about?
Like, even for me, is the fact that these are all things that we can change. Like, I do believe, like I said earlier, like when you look good, you feel good. And that's, what drives me when it comes to, trying to dress well or trying to, take care of myself as far as like working out and stuff goes. Because I know, like, when I feel like I look good, I genuinely feel good on the inside, right? And so it's like, why not do the things that make you feel good? Right. That's crazy, right? It's a weird thing. Like, we know doing this good thing, no matter how difficult it is, makes me feel good and produces results that I am seeking, but I'm not going to do it. It's like, come on. Like, I feel like it's doing a disservice to me. So knowing that I have the power to change whatever it is that's caused me to have negative thoughts or feel bad about myself, why am I going to keep sitting in this day after day? Like, do something about it. That's how I look at it. So I do something as best I can.
Right. Most people sit in it because it's comfortable. It's harder to change.
But what's uncomfortable is the low self-esteem.
Absolutely. But sometimes, so it's scientifically proven, like psychologists say that once a behavior stays as a trait for so long, it becomes a character trait of yours. So people who stay with a negative self-talk, with just that low self-esteem, it literally has become a part of their identity. So unfortunately, they're saying there because it's so comfortable that me talking more positively about myself is just, it would literally be a new person. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of people do it.
Overwhelming.
Yeah, and it's not saying that it's right, but it's just like for
It,
us, because you and I, we're disciplined people.
mm-hmm.
You're more disciplined right now than I am with the work. But I'm coming after you.
And the girl, you know who the source is, child, because it's not me.
After you.
If it was up to me, child, I
Girl, I'm literally, and I have real life accountability partners now, so they keep me on point. So I'm living this thing now, but we're disciplined. We're people who understand that we can change things. And me, I'm really big on mental health and emotional health.
Yes.
Because from where I grew up and from where I've come now, even with my mom, even with like my family, I've seen that you can literally change your mindset and that'll change your life. But it's a lot of people struggling with the belief that their life sucks, and that's just because they were dealt a bad hand. They don't realize they can take that hand and flip it. They would rather be victims and stay where they are. And that's why you have the people who feel like, oh, if I just got that size, my life will be better. Or if I got the BBL, my life will be better. Or if I got the liposuction, or if I got the big boobs, my life will be better. Instead of just saying, I'm going to take what I got and I'm going to flip it.
Yes.
And I can start that right now today. You know what I mean? But a lot of people, unfortunately, don't think like that. But for the woman who does think like that, I want to speak to you today. Like, talking to you today. Yes. Understand this. If you are at a point in your life and you know you body shame yourself a lot, meaning that you don't accept compliments. Anytime somebody try to compliment you, you be like, oh no, you know, this old thing, or oh, you brush it off. You need to stop. If you feel like you too big for acceptance, or you're not as pretty as this person, shut up. Like, comparison is the thief of joy. Stop comparing yourself. And every single day, this sounds cheesy, but look at yourself. Look at yourself. I don't think a lot of people look at themselves in the mirror. A lot of people avoid that. I need you to literally look at yourself and be like, you are beautiful. You are excellent. You can do this, because you can accomplish whatever. Because a lot of us, we allow those negative beliefs to stop us from accomplishing things. So I need you to stop doing that today. The body shaming stops today.
Yes, I think a great way to kind of tap into that mindset and switching up your current mindset is, like, for me, going into how I overcame my body shaming issues or my body insecurities. Like, I think one of the things to this day at 30, what helps me is my faith, right? So absolutely. Like, I read. I had to build discipline, you know, to read the Bible daily, because I wanted to pour into myself and not just only have relationship in prayer, but also like have an understanding of like the word and the promises that are in there, so that my prayers could be more intentional and so that I could shift my mindset. Because like you said, when you've thought away so long, or when you've had certain habits for so long, it can be hard to flip them and take charge and, you know, do what makes sense. But when you go to the source, you know, it's this supernatural assistance that comes along, where people can compliment you in areas that you previously struggled in. That's why earlier I was like, child, it is not me. I literally pray about this. Okay. Like, and one thing when it comes to mindset, I recently read where it was, the Bible said, you know, like, dwell on or focus on what is lovely and what is righteous. It's like, I sat and thought about, like, there are aspects in my life that are good, so I'm going to think about those and not dwell on, you know, the negatives. But when it comes to a body image perspective, it's the same thing, focusing on the good that is in me and having grace, you know, for myself, and making it a consistent thought, and then being intentional about countering those negative thoughts. Like, oh, you know, maybe I'm bloated and I'm not feeling the way, you know, I look the way I want to look in a certain outfit, and I'm like, but I have to shift those thoughts and focus on the good. It's like, this dress is just not happening now, but, you know, I look good in this, so I wear this instead, you know, like, just not allow my brain to dwell on the negative things. And because I got that wisdom or the instruction from the word, I feel like, really confident in doing it and, putting it into work. And I know that God will do the rest if he sees me trying to, honor that word. So yeah, I'm big on my faith being connected to my mindset and my faith in the fact that I can change and do the things that I want to do in my life. So
Girl, you better preach that word, honey. I'm like, let me just let her do the sermon real quick. This back. But yes, it's amazing because I mean, even the fruit of the spirit, one of them is self-control. That is a part of discipline. So in order to have that, you have it, like perseverance and endurance, you have to have the Holy Spirit, because most of the stuff I've done, I would not have been able to do it without God. And
yeah.
even the scripture on like taking captive every thought and making it obedient to Christ. So anytime a negative thought comes in, piggybacking on what you said, you have to counter it with a positive thought. Because I've literally had some thoughts go through my mind and I'm like, nigga, are you serious?
Girl, you are not alone.
I be like, nigga, what? Talking to myself, nigga, what?
You really? You tried it.
You really tried it right now. Like, what?
But
right.
I love the beauty that you can look at yourself and be like, girl, bye. Like, get out of here. Not here. Who?
And it's so powerful because a lot of people right now are lost in our society. And this will be a whole nother podcast, but unfortunately, a lot of it has to do with the church. The church failed a lot of people, unfortunately, because religion failed a lot of people. God didn't fail them. Religion did. A lot of people, biblically, you'll see a lot of false prophets. God talked about that a lot because he knew we would get to this place where a lot of people were just preaching on things that they weren't even called or appointed to do it, but they did it because they knew it would be financial gain. So unfortunately, a lot of people in this world, they're lost. They don't have any belief system. They don't have faith. They don't have God in their life. So they're just out here living. And the world is their God. The world is their idol. Fame is their idol. Cash is their idol. All of these things. Social media is their idol, right?
Right.
So unfortunately, we're different because we're, as in people who believe in Christ, people who believe in God, people who pray, people who look to something higher than what's on this earth, because we have an escape. That's our escape. Like, that's the thing that we know. Like, if I go to God, I know I have peace. Like, I know if this is a bad day, that I can recover from it. Even if this is a bad season, I know that God has already called me to something else and I can use my pain for purpose. So yeah, that's like very powerful. And when you're not of this world, but you're in the world, like, you be feeling like you got two heads out here because folks be looking at you like you crazy, but that's just like what it is. So that's like very, very powerful. So if you listening to this and you don't feel like you know how to stop your own self-body shaming, you don't know how to start because you've been stuck in a place for so long, just pray.
Like, it helps. I'm telling you.
Just pray.
Number one for me. Number one. But then another thing, in addition to that, I feel like I guess I would say representation matters, right? Mm-hmm. So for me, when it came to like not having boobs, I feel like around high school, college, or whatever, well, college, once I got over it, it was after seeing women that I view as like fine and not really have boobs and still be fly, and like those girls, like one of them was, excuse me, Joan. Well, Tracy Ellis Ross. Joan on Girlfriend, she had that butt and she had no boobs, and she wore the deepest cut, that V-cut tops all the way down to her navel, and didn't care, and was fine and fly.
Talk about Tracy's closet. I just want it mimicked and put in my size.
Please and thank you.
Can dress, honey.
Yes.
My God.
her grown woman body is definitely more voluptuous. But back then, I remember, watching those shows and being like, "Oh, she looks good, and she doesn't have boobs like that." You know, who else was it? What's my auntie Angela Bassett didn't have any really big boobs, back in the day, and did I think Jada Pinkett was one too back?
Jada Kelly,
Like,
Roland,
so
Aaliyah.
yeah. Well, Aaliyah had some boobs though.
She was kind of small though. She was really skinny.
She was kind of small, but she did have some boobs. But just seeing that positive representation of small boobs on women that I thought were fly and beautiful, and I'm like, shoot, if they could do it, I could do it too.
That's very true, because I feel like social media is where a lot of people get the trends and like how to dress and all of these things. And like you said, it can be a positive or a negative depending on how you use it.
Yeah.
And I think it's very okay to, follow certain things. But me, I'm very big on unfollowing what brings me pause.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna be real with y'all, even in a moment where I'm feeling insecure about something, if someone on my timeline is making me feel more insecure, even if they did nothing wrong, I am completely okay with unfollowing or pausing them. And it has nothing to do with them. And
it's about your mental health.
That is fine. I will admit, oh yes, I'm hating on them because right now at this moment, I can't handle seeing that because it's affecting my mental. And I'm aware of that. And I'm aware that it's affecting my mental because it's something that I need to fix.
Ashley, but that's real.
I'm not blaming them for it. I'm just saying
that's identifying when you're being a hater and when you need to take a step back.
Yes.
Reevaluate and get it together. Regroup and get it together. It's a thing. I feel like that's part of protecting your mental health. Like, understand, being next level of self-aware.
You have to be self-aware.
You do. Sometimes you gotta log off. I find myself having to log off sometimes.
Girl,
when comparison creeps in, let me get on up off of here.
I can't even lie. So for me, I take TikTok and Instagram less personal than I do Facebook, because I think Facebook houses like most of your high school friends, your college friends, and things of that nature.
Right.
So I found myself on Facebook sometimes comparing my life to other people's, like people who had bought houses, people who had got married with kids, all the things I haven't yet to accomplish. And I found myself feeling some type of way. So I literally logged off of Facebook in like November. I haven't even downloaded the app again. I'm like, I just so much peace here. I'm gonna just stay here because there is ghetto. But I think a lot of people are afraid to admit these things because they feel like they'll be like, it makes them a bad person.
No.
But I always feel like we are not, most of us, because some people are ghetto. Most of us are not bad people. We have bad aspects about ourselves and we have bad moments, but that doesn't make us overall bad. So as long as we're willing to correct the things that make us quote unquote bad or are our areas for opportunity, then we good.
Of opportunity.
That's it. But but you are so right. Representation matters, and follow more people who look like you.
Yes.
Follow more people who look like you. Yes. Listen, Amber Riley don't look like me, but she doesn't have the typical Hollywood body or shape. But sis can dress. I want Amber Riley's closet.
Yes.
Oh my God. I don't know if you follow her, but sis be out here giving.
No, so for me on Instagram, I had gotten to the point where I would take just breaks in general because I felt like I was being so influenced by like what I saw, like like, oh, I want this or I want that, and I'm like, I just want what I want. Like, what do I want? You know what I mean? Like, let me log off. If I never seen any of this, what would I want? Like if I never knew what anybody else was doing, what would I be doing? How would I feel? So I will disconnect sometimes and only get on to, respond to comments or respond to DMs, and I log off. So my goal when it comes to social media, recently and still currently, is to do less scrolling, more and just less scrolling and more looking at things that inspire me and that make me feel good. So like I like fashion, I like fitness, I need meal prep ideas, I like puppies, and so
I
I
like kids too.
don't have a dog yet, but I want one day. But I
You
like
need
looking at cute puppy videos.
to.
So like I find myself looking at things like that, looking at food videos and like things that I can apply and that don't make me feel like, oh, wish I had this, wish I had that.
Right, right.
They have that, and it's like I don't care about that. Like I want to laugh. I need something to cook next week, and I want to see outfit inspiration. That's it. So for
You
me, that's how I monitor that social media piece because I'm with you there. I'm like, girl, you ain't never lied.
listen, I'm really one of those creatives who want to delete Instagram. Who want to delete social media? Like I swear to y'all, I could literally get off social media for a good 6 to 8 months to a year and be completely okay. Like the first month or so, I'll probably be like, man, but then afterwards, I'd be like, free.
I wonder where we would be in life, like what we would have accomplished. You know
It's
what I mean?
because
6 months.
girl, I
What
really do.
when I do fast, like social media fast, I do so many other things with my time. I'm like,
Girl,
dang, what if I do this for 6 months?
the amount of books that be read.
Huh? The amount of skills that will be gained. I'm like,
Girl,
dang,
ridiculous. But
yeah.
I also have to watch. I'm a TV person, so I even
Mhm.
watch out for that when I watch TV. Like
Mhm.
certain TV shows, over the top. I'm rich. I'm rich. I'm rich. TV shows annoy me because I'm
Yeah.
like, man, life is so much more. What are you doing? It's so much more than this. Tell me other things. And reality shows, I had to stop watching reality shows
I don't
because
even watch reality shows at all.
certain ones I watch, but the ones that drain me too much, I can't watch them. Like I had to stop watching Love and Hip Hop. I used to watch Black Ink Crew. I don't watch that no more because it's so much drama, and I feel like I take it on. I
That's
do. I have been rewatching Real Housewives of Atlanta,
it's a
but
good laugh. Now
it's
I haven't watched it, but I remember getting a good laugh.
it's so funny because their reading skills, their clever comebacks, like
Yes.
man,
Phaedra is the queen, baby.
Phaedra is the queen
Me.
of the comebacks, and she's so articulate, so it hits you in your throat, in your chest, in your
Girl.
back. But I watch them because they do more than drama. Like each one of them have careers, they start businesses and all of that. So I do enjoy
Yes.
the double sided, but I do notice like if it's something that affects me, I ain't about to watch this. This ain't
Mm-mm.
inspiring. I could get on YouTube and watch a tutorial. But
So many things to learn, so many activities. Okay. I don't have to put up with this in a
I
month.
don't. I don't have to take this.
Like,
But exactly. So I feel like we gave the ladies a lot because we went through a few things. There's a lot of gems in here. But I want the people to know how they can follow you and the services that you offer and any products that you may be selling. So go ahead, girl, get your sale on.
all right, people. My name is Kim again from Revamp by Kim. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Same handle, Revamp by Kim. My website is Revamp by Kim Boutique. It's in the link in my bio. There you can find some organic skincare products, the ones that I particularly use to clear up my skin back in 2018, and it's been saving lives, ever since it's been on the site. So if you've tried a lot of over-the-counter things, and you want to try to give the organic route a chance, the burdock root is worth it. You can see reviews on my Facebook page. Another last thing I want to promote is my faith-based brand. Is on go on God, and it's a constant reminder to stay on go, which means progressive, and to stay dependent on God, so connected to him. You'll see that on my page. It's unisex for men and women. Wear it, check it out, tell a friend, and peace. That's it for me.
I love it. I still have to get a sweatshirt because your crop sweatshirts are so cute. Yep, definitely got to do that. Well, thank you for joining me. Thank you for the jewels dropped, honey. I hope people out there feel better about themselves. I hope they got a mirror and they holding it up. I hope they downloading the Bible app right now.
Yay.
I hope
Yay.
they looking in their closet and realizing like I can start looking cute tomorrow.
Today. Right now, tonight.
Tonight. Right now, by just like you said, dressing for the body that you have, not the one that you plan to have. No, sweetie, boom, boom. You just buy new clothes after you get there. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and we love y'all. Bye.
Bye.